They had seen enough of tyranny. In its place, they built something new, a republic, a government not ruled by a king, but by the people. Rome's republic was unlike anything the world had seen. At its core was the Senate, a council of Rome's elite guiding the state. At the head were two consuls, powerful leaders elected each year, balancing authority. But power was not equally shared. Rome was divided into two classes: the patricians, the wealthy aristocrats who controlled the government; the plebeians, the common citizens, farmers, soldiers, merchants, who fought for a voice in politics. Over time, the plebeians gained rights, securing their own representatives, the tribunes, who could veto unjust laws. But Rome's true strength did not come from its politics. It came from its legions. The Romans were warriors by nature. They expanded not just for land, but for glory and survival. In the 3rd century BCE, Rome clashed with Carthage, a powerful North African rival, in a series of wars that would define its future. The Punic Wars were brutal. The Carthaginian general Hannibal led his armies across the Alps, striking fear into the heart of Rome. But Rome was relentless. After years of struggle, the Romans defeated Carthage, razing it to the ground, enslaving its people, and salting its fields so that nothing would grow again. Victory made Rome the undisputed ruler of the Mediterranean. But conquest came at a cost. The more land Rome acquired, the harder it became to govern. With wealth pouring in from Greece, Egypt, and Spain, corruption spread. The Republic was cracking, and ambitious men saw opportunity. By the 1st century BCE, Rome was no longer a republic in spirit. Power was concentrated in the hands of a few, and the Senate was plagued by division. Then came Julius Caesar, a brilliant general, a masterful politician. Caesar won the love of the Roman people through his military conquests, especially in Gaul, modern-day France. But the Senate feared him. When he marched his army across the Rubicon River in 49 BCE, he broke the sacred law forbidding generals from bringing legions into Rome. This was an act of war. Caesar seized power, becoming dictator for life. He promised reforms, but many in the Senate saw only tyranny. On the Ides of March, 44 BCE, he was assassinated by senators who believed they were saving the Republic. They were wrong. Instead of restoring democracy, Caesar's death plunged Rome into chaos. Civil wars erupted. One by one, his enemies fell. And out of the ashes, a new leader emerged. Caesar's heir, Octavian, was young but ruthless. He outmaneuvered every rival, including Mark Antony and Cleopatra, and in 27 BCE, he stood as the undisputed ruler of Rome. But he was careful. He did not call himself a king. Instead, he took the title Augustus, meaning the revered one. Rome was no longer a republic. It was an empire. With Augustus at the helm, Rome entered its greatest era, the Pax Romana, the Roman peace. For nearly 200 years, Rome thrived. Roads stretched across continents, trade flourished, and grand monuments like the Colosseum and the Pantheon rose. Rome had conquered the world, but the seeds of its fall had already been sown. Rome was not born an empire. It fought to become one. The backbone of its power, the Roman legions. Unlike the scattered militias of their enemies, Roman soldiers were highly trained, disciplined, and fiercely loyal. Every legionnaire was a master of combat, trained to fight in tight formations, using strategy and precision rather than brute force. The testudo, or tortoise formation, allowed soldiers to advance under a shell of shields, impervious to enemy arrows. The triple line formation ensured fresh troops could rotate into battle, never allowing exhaustion to weaken the army. With these tactics, Rome conquered lands at an unprecedented speed. Gaul, modern France, fell to Julius Caesar after a brutal campaign that cemented his name in history. Egypt, the wealthiest kingdom of the ancient world, became a Roman province after the fall of Cleopatra. Britannia, a land of fierce warriors and unforgiving terrain, was subdued by the relentless march of the legions. Rome's influence spread across the Middle East, North Africa, and deep into Europe. But military strength alone was not enough. Rome needed infrastructure to hold its empire together. An empire is only as strong as its foundations. Rome didn't just conquer, it built. Across its vast territories, Roman engineers created roads, bridges, aqueducts, and cities, a network that kept the empire connected and thriving. Roman roads, over 250,000 miles of roads, crisscrossed the empire, paved with stone and built to last for centuries. These roads allowed legions to move quickly, traders to thrive, and cultures to connect. The saying, "all roads lead to Rome," was more than just a phrase. It was reality. Fresh water was the lifeblood of Rome. Aqueducts stretched for miles, bringing clean water to cities, fountains, and baths. The Romans didn't just build cities, they made them livable, luxurious, and advanced. Architecture and engineering feats. The Colosseum, a massive amphitheater where 50,000 spectators watched gladiatorial battles. Its design still inspires modern stadiums. The Pantheon, a temple with a massive concrete dome, an architectural wonder that has stood for nearly 2,000 years. The use of concrete, arches, and domes allowed Romans to build structures that still stand today, outlasting empires that came after them. But Rome's influence wasn't just physical, it was intellectual. Rome was more than just a military and engineering powerhouse. It shaped the very ideas that define modern civilization. Latin, the language of Rome, became the foundation for Spanish, French, Italian, and many other languages. Roman literature and philosophy, the works of Cicero, Virgil, and Seneca, continue to be studied, but perhaps Rome's greatest contribution was its legal system. Roman law laid the foundation for modern legal principles, including trial by jury, property rights, and the concept of innocent until proven guilty. Rome was more than an empire. It was an idea, a blueprint for civilization. The Roman Empire eventually fell, but its influence never faded. Its roads became the pathways of history. Its laws became the foundation of justice. Its language shaped the way we speak. Its architecture still stands, defying the passage of time. Rome was not just a city, it was a force that shaped the world. And in many ways, it still lives on today. Watch our other videos to explore the conquests, innovations, and legends that shaped history. The empire awaits. Are you ready to step into its story? Subscribe now and continue the journey.